Hello and welcome, my Virgo friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. This is going to be my group reading for Mercury Retrograde for my Virgo friends. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we just exited Mercury Retrograde. And I totally acknowledge that that was in November that we exited. However, it feels like it's too soon. As much as this astrological phenomenon can bring in amazing supports and guidance for us, the strings that are attached to it are sometimes really hard to overcome. So in today's reading, we are going to look at what Mercury Retrograde is going to offer you. And we're also going to look at how we can overcome that miscommunication and misunderstandings that follow suit with the Mercury Retrograde. The decks I'm using for this reading are the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Energy Oracle. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Virgo friends, let's see what the cards have to say today. What cards, oh, we've got jumpers already, represent Mercury Retrograde for my Virgo friends? The first one, the Hierophant, the fifth card in the Major Arcana. He's the connector and gatekeeper to that higher vibrational energy, the source, God, whatever you want to label it as. He's the connector. He helps us reach that divine energy, which is able to help guide and support us on our journey. Now, the Hierophant is also the keeper of keys. He opens doors and helps us with those aha moments, taking things forward. When we start to connect into the Hierophant and that higher vibrational energy, we start to have literally those eureka moments, those aha moments. Those aha moments correlate with new and exciting opportunities that are offered to us through opening of doors and windows that we did not know existed on our journey. The Nine of Wands. Nines are about all that we've accomplished and overcome in our lives. The wand is about that courage and determination, that inner fire, that passion and creativity. The Nine of Wands talks about all that we've been able to overcome and achieve. And let's be honest, it's been a lot. We're going to use those past accomplishments as a backdrop to this next stage. It helps to give support and validity to what we need to do next. The Six of Wands. Sixes are about balance and harmony. Wands are about that inner fire, that passion, the courage and determination. The Six of Wands talks about taking that courage and determination and pushing ourselves forward, using that inner fire, that flame, to really ignite that path before us. In the original card, there's not really a rainbow. It's this man riding on a horse with a wreath and he's all victorious. That's what we're looking at. The sixes also bring in that balance and harmony energy that we need to connect in with the Hierophant, that balanced high vibrational energy. Then we have the Six of Swords. Sixes are about balance and harmony. The Swords about truth and knowledge. The Six of Swords talks about moving forward, acknowledging we've got a lot on our plate. We're carrying baggage. However, we need to keep going. We have aha moments to acknowledge and embrace. The original card of the Six of Swords shows this woman who's all shrouded and she's got a small child with her. They're on a boat with a ferryman and they're going across a body of water. On the right hand side, there's lots of choppy water. On the left hand side, it's calm. And in the distance, there's this amazing, abundant green land ahead. And that's what we're looking at doing. Those aha moments, those doors and windows the Hierophant's going to help you open. We need to carry what we have. Mercury retrograde is not a time to be healing and working on past situations and events that have caused us to be sad or fearful. What it is a time to move forward so that we're at a better space, a better foundation to be able to work on those swords, releasing that pain, releasing those fears. Then we have the Six of Wands. Now the Six of Wands talks about not backing down, using the courage and determination of that inner fire, of that flame, that passion that we have within us to be victorious. Now the original card of the Six of Wands has a man riding on a very white horse, and he has been victorious. He is riding high. And it's that high vibrational, positive energy of change, and knowing that this change is for your greater good. Knowing we're carrying stuff, acknowledging, yeah, it's there, but there's so much more to come forward that we need to move on. Now we obviously have double sixes. In angel messages, when you've got that double six, it's a time to balance your thoughts between the physical and the spiritual worlds. These sixes talk about harmony and balance, and that's an important aspect to not only Mercury retrograde, but that connection into the Hierophant and the connection into those messages, and receiving and understanding those messages that the high vibrational beings are going to share and send you. And finally, the Father of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles. Kings are the fully developed personality of their suit. Pentacle, growth and abundance. The more connected in we are, the more balanced and high vibrational we remain, the more abundance this journey is going to bring you. You're going to find that growth and transition just flourish and hit the ground running. It's that direction from the higher vibrational beings that are going to make the biggest difference. All right, let's look at how we can really incorporate this message and then also overcome the challenges that Mercury retrograde is going to give us. Because these strings that are attached to this message, as much as we're going to gain from this message, it can be a challenge to overcome. Because we're looking at miscommunication and misinterpretation. The first one, the Ace of Swords, really talks about those aha moments, those eurekas that the Hierophant is connected with. Again, we've got lots of lightning here. That jolt of, oh yeah, is going to come forward. Some of it's going to feel really good and you're going to feel very victorious and very excited about. Other stuff might kind of niggle some of the past experiences and you might have a bit of fear. Like I said, remaining in the high vibrational, changing that fear to excitement will help with that abundance piece. Then the Fool, trusting in the universe. The Fool is the 0 card of the major arcana, and it talks about having that trusting, excited energy for those new beginnings. And we're looking at a lot of new beginnings. We've got the Ace of Swords right there. Those new beginnings are going to take us forward and are going to be able to create that abundance that we're looking for. It's just, again, trusting in the universe and trusting that there is a bigger plan and things will start to make sense as you go down this path, as things unfold. the Five of Wands. Fives are always a conflictuary number in tarot. Wands, about that inner fire, that passion. Mercury retrograde brings in miscommunication and misinterpretation, which lights people's fire. People are more agitated because we have this aggressive energy in play. Knowing that this is going to be occurring helps us to take a high road. One of the ways to combat Mercury retrograde is to use critical thinking and use our head rather than our heart. When we're heart driven and we react in the emotion, we just add to this and we lower our vibration. When we're in the head, we can critically think about what's happening, what's at play, and the best and highest vibrational response you can make. That in itself helps to diffuse some of these conflictuary numbers. Now we do have double fives, the Wands and the Hierophant. In angel messages, when you have that multiple five, the angels are telling you a positive change is coming. We need to stay the course so that we can keep this positive change going. The Star, 17th card in the Major Arcana, and it's our Hopes and Dreams card. It also talks about the importance of balance and energy flow. Yes, it's amazingly important that we keep those long-term goals in mind, acknowledging we now may have new opportunities to amend those long-term goals that are going to be even more abundant than what we had prior. The Star really encourages us to balance our energies out. The original card has these beautiful stars and this maid who has got one foot on the water, and I mean literally one foot on the water, and another on land. And she's pouring equal amounts of fluid or energy onto a pool of water and then also onto a patch of land. Balancing out, and we talked about this up here, balancing out our energies from the physical and the spiritual worlds. When we have that balance, we really bring that high vibrational energy and wisdom and implement it into our physical world. That's when we start to see that abundance start to really flourish. And then finally, the Seven of Swords. Sevens are a challenging number, however, they're usually victorious. Now, the Seven of Swords is kind of funny because the Seven of Swords talks about trying to get away with just a little too much. We like to fluff and puff ourselves up, right? We get our ego going and we inflate our chest and we're like, yeah, this is great. Usually based on truths, however, we inflate the truth a bit. We need to be mindful of that because that inflated truth, people will call you on it. Mercury retrograde does help people to see a little bit differently and through different lenses. Being very mindful of what it is you're trying to get away with, embracing those eureka aha moments, and really being accountable for what it is you can and cannot do. All right, my Virgo friends, let's see what blessings we can add to this. What blessings can my Virgo friends embrace during Mercury retrograde to help them overcome the challenges that they're going to face and the lessons and wisdom that Mercury retrograde is going to share with them? Door to personal healing and happiness. We already talked about how the Hierophant is going to open many doors and windows. The more connected we are to those higher vibrational beings, the more doors and windows, the more opportunity we're going to have. That healing piece is going to be essential, especially as we're carrying a lot of baggage. We need to get to that very stable and nurturing environment where we can start to take on some of this healing. And the first steps are through the Hierophant, through that guidance of the high vibrational beings. Yin and Yang. I think we've talked a little bit about balance. It's nice when the cards just keep reinforcing what it is I keep telling you. That balance is going to be key. Now, it's just not trying to maintain that energy balance. That's part of it. It's that multi-dimensional balance. The balance between the physical and the spiritual. The balance between the masculine and the feminine. We have multiple areas in our lives that we need to make sure remain balanced and centered. Man holding a heart. Like I said, we're going to have that conflict. We know it's Mercury retrograde. People misunderstand, they missay things. People are all over the place. And like I said before, instead of responding from our heart and taking things personally, respond from the head. So you can use those critical thinking skills. Put a bit of a barrier between them and your heart so they're not able to cause that hurt or those heartache feelings. Then woman holding a coin. So we're looking at that divine feminine and divine masculine. Whether it's man holding a heart that is her opposite or yin and yang, or the Father of Pentacles. That abundance piece is clear. We're going to have the ability to create a lot. We need to be head-centered, not heart-centered. And we need to be open to some of the new opportunities that the universe is going to offer us in the upcoming weeks. These will bring about amazing, abundant pieces in your life, not only financially, and we've got that financial piece, but it's going to give you that opportunity to do some healing, and that in itself will help you with that manifestation. The more healing we're able to do, the higher our vibration, and the more easy it is for us to bring in those pieces into our lives that we want and need the most. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some insight and direction into Mercury retrograde. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There are so many fantastic ideas that I'm going to be pushing through the line. You don't want to miss any of this amazing guidance and healing. The best way to stay connected is subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Virgo friends.